Yeah, I stripped the bed because it's really hot today. Leave the door open, please. It's so hot today. I'm inside the bedroom. As you can see, I use a scarf to make a top. Cause listen to me. Oh my days, I can't take on the clothes just sticking to my body because it's really hot. It's like now 37 degrees, right? Here in London. And it's really hot. No breeze blowing a little bit, but not much. You know, I love the sunshine, but the only thing is like it's sticky at this present moment. The girls school give you an option today, right? School give you an option today either to send, you can send them in for like half a day and collect them for 115, or you keep them home for the whole day. They was catering for parents who work in wherever, so at least they can still send their children in because not all parents have been able to afford child minding. Okay, as I said, close in the back if you see them, because I know someone wanna nosy. I strip the bed and I wash everything, you know, because me, when I see sun come out, I just go mad in terms of me want everything in clean, right? And you know, these times are when everything dry. So I've just been indoors, you know. I try to get a little bit of sleep as well. And also the girls are home from school as well, so they are in the front room. Me, I decided to come in the bedroom, but no breeze not really blow anyways. And I've been drinking water. You know, I've been drinking water, and I decided to stay indoors because I feel like it's too hot for us to go outside to go to the park. My youngest one wanted to go to the park, but I say the journey from here to go to the park is a long one, and it's too really too hot to have them like walking in the sun constantly. That is why they decided to take. So today it's 37. They say it can reach up like 38, 39 in some parts of the UK as well. And tomorrow gonna be hot as well. It's really hot. So my thing is like I'm gonna tell you like what I told you Monday what to do. Don't go outside if you don't have to. Stay in the shade. You know, stay in the shade, and also drink lots of water. If you have little children, make sure dress them light. Okay, they are in home, you just put on a bicycle, you know, just a bicycle shorts, or you know, and a vest. You know, if they are baby, just leave them in their nappy and just leave them without any top. But just you can just punch them down like wet something and just keep them like warm as well. And if for those of you who have babies, what you can do, you can have some water and squeeze some lime in it, and that will help to, like, if in case they have to get like rashes or so from the thing. I am doing great. Thanks for asking. I'm doing great. Um, just mean I'm doing great. Otherwise, like only just me like how it's really hot. It's very sticky, and that is the reason why I have to use a scarf to make a top. So thank you for asking. It's really sticky. I love the sunshine, but the only part I don't like the sticky part. It's not really no breeze, not really blow like how it's usually blowing. So I'm just stay inside, keeping I'm just stay inside with all the windows open, and I have a fan. What did I do with that fan? I had a fan that excuse me. Oh my days. Yeah. So the girls, this is the girls, both of the girls have a fan each. And so I just borrowed my youngest one because they say they are not really too hot. So I just borrowed this for a minute to cool down a bit, you know. It's blowing like cold breeze, like when you draw it nearer. I don't put it right, it can go like up to 3 powers, like real heavy. But yeah, thanks for asking. Hope everyone who are in the UK, right, who are in London and who has experienced this humidity, this humid heat wave, I want to encourage you all to just stay indoors. If you don't have to go outside, keep drink lots of water, keep hydrated, drink a lot of water. As I was saying before, if you have young children, give them like ice lolly, but don't overdo it because you know you don't want to give them too much sweet, but give them like water, you know. And also just keep them dressing light as well as you as yourself as well. You don't have to dress like, you know, just come and do that. That is why it's be like this. I really can't. Everything is sticking to my body. Every clothes that I tried to put on is sticking to my body. And this is how I dressed yesterday, because it's a scarf I use. I had another scarf so I use. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for those of you stopping by. If you are new here, welcome. We are currently experiencing a heat wave here in the UK. It has become a constant, like, occurrence. It has been happening regularly now for the past few years now, and we just have to adjust. The thing that bothers me a lot is, like, they know that this has been happening regularly and it's because of global warming, and it has been happening a lot. And I feel like the government need to invest more, especially in the schools. They need to invest more, because both of my girls, they had to stay home. They have their option in the classroom. The head teacher wrote in an email that in the classroom yesterday was like 30, 32, and 30 degrees in the classroom for some classes, and it was so hot yesterday. And yesterday wasn't just that hot like today. Yesterday was like, I think it reached up like to 36 degrees later in the afternoon, but they said by 1 o'clock it was like 32 degrees in the classroom. It was really hot, so they decided to give you an option to keep the children home. What I'm saying, the government need to invest in like more air conditioner for the school, because it's really buffalo that every year when it gets really hot like this. My girls was off the last heat wave we had. They had to stay home because it was too hot for them to cope with in the classroom, as well as homes. These flats as well, these hot flats are built for to maintain heat inside. It's not for us, and we are baking, especially in the night. We are baking this temperature. Even when it's 9 o'clock tonight, it's gonna be like 30 degrees. It's still gonna be real hot. I went to bed 1 o'clock a.m. this morning because it was so hot and sticky last night. I could not have gone to bed early. I was so happy that that school gave you the option not to go in today or tomorrow, because the temperature gonna be high tomorrow as well. Friday gonna be 35 degrees, so I don't know if they might change their mind and say, okay, children to stay home, because the temperature gonna be high, the same like how it's gonna be high today for Friday. So I don't know if they might say just stay home for the remainder of the week until Monday when the temperature goes down. And it's like these flats, they need to do something, because it's unfair for us that we are paying like rent and there is no improvement. It's like every time we have to be inside the flat baking, like if we are fried goods or we are bakery item. It's just hot and sticky and humid in the night. It's very uncomfortable. If person who have houses and they can afford air conditioner, well done to you all. But I'm thinking more of the elderly. There's a lot of elderly who cannot cope in this heat. And my thing is, I don't want no fatality. I don't want anybody to lose their life in this heat wave. I want everybody to be safe. So please, if you know elderly that is living in your flats or in the area, please go and check on them. Make sure that they are okay as well. So if you're gonna hear like lots of noise, I have the window open, and if you will hear the train will pass it, occasionally I will have to turn on this fan to kind of cool down a bit. And that is how it is in the UK. I already know that I just have to adjust to it. Being from the Caribbean, I know that it's hot. We get like it's regular hotness, but the difference with the Caribbean, the houses are built for that, and we have trees and we have breeze. It's not like we don't need heating in the Caribbean, because it's like more sunshine than rain. But here is built to heat, and it's becoming overwhelming for a lot of us. Even me, it's becoming overwhelming, like in the nighttime, in the daytime and the nighttime. It's really uncomfortable. And when the breeze is blowing and the sun hot, you don't really mind. Some of you might say, oh, you can I'm not really I love the sunshine, but the only thing I don't like is the stickiness. The stickiness, and you just feel so uncomfortable. And it's like when the sun is shining and it's the heat in the house, it feel like you are in the oven and you're just baking. It's just really hot. So that is the reason why I decided to come on this late, because the girls are off school. They had the option to go or stay home, and I decided to leave them home, because I wasn't going to take them to school and then I have to go back out like 1:15, where the temperature at 1 o'clock, it was like already 34 degrees 1 o'clock. So I wasn't going to risk that to go out, no, 1:30, 1 o'clock to go and pick them up within 34 degree weather, heat. I'd say no, 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 no. So I decide, no, I'm not going to do that. So just drink lots of water and keep hydrated, and just wear light clothing, and if possible. When I come off this live streaming, hey, me, I am gonna dish this thing, because listen to me right now, I just need like to be free. I just need to be free. So y'all never see me like come on here just like this exposing too much. But when it's hot, y'all have to understand it. When it's hot, it's just hot. It's just sticky. I tried to put on like a cami top, and it was just sticking on my body, and I was just sweating constantly, and it was so uncomfortable. I just decided, the scarf is the best way for me to cope with now. It's gonna give me a little bit more breathing space and make me feel comfortable. Messenger is 8975. Thank you for asking if I'm okay. I answer you earlier, and thank you all. Thank you for those of you who don't really get to catch my live. I'm happy that at least sometime when I get the chance to come on like 3 o'clock, when I don't have to do the school run, at least you can see me. Who you are following, you can see me face to face. What you see is what you get. You see me like this in my natural state. If you see me out in the road, you are gonna recognize me. You understand? Yeah. So there's no I like to be in my natural state. I just like to be in this state. I feel more comfortable, and I love myself, because I always feel like there's a time and a place where you feel like you wanna just do a little bit of something to yourself, and there are days when you just have to just work with what you have, your natural beauty, and just work with it. And in this heat, it's just called for your natural beauty. I know a lot of people will still put on makeup, but it don't make no sense. In makeup I go melt. You just run down and mess up the skin. And all of them wig gonna put on underneath. You just take off the wig, give the wig a break for the week here, and just come out with your natural hair. Just love on the natural hair and just go. You understand? Because a lot of times people are afraid. They always feel like you have to do like an extended, like put on it. No, in other heat, and if you take off your wig and dash them and put them one, so dash them one side in a room, my love, and just go out in a natural heat and thing, because that wig gonna draw not a heat. It's gonna lift up, it gonna melt. Although I'm not somebody who wear wig, but me know how the wig are them operate. This heat here will melt the wig, calm, and it gonna lift up for uno. You understand? So don't really put on any wig. Just go out in a natural state. And so if you can buy a fan like this, and just make sure you have it charged, and before you leave work, plug it in, make sure it's fully charged, so at least it could help. I'm so I did notice the train is not passing frequently. Is because what happened, even the train track is get hi cause. Oh my days, we are experiencing a heat wave here in London. We are gonna say UK, but a part of the UK as well. And the temperature, they say gonna reach up roughly to 38, 39 degrees. Roughly now it's like 37. But it said it feel like 39. So it's really humid and hot. There is no breeze blowing, So yeah. Hope the weather is better on your ends, on your ends. Over here it's not good at all, and I find like it's coming more frequently, like the hot weather. Hope the weather is coming, hot weather is getting more frequently, and more global warming is really, really, really happening. A lot of time people didn't take it seriously, but now you are seeing it in the you are seeing how it's operating, you are seeing how it is, because with that is like you see deforestation as well. A train gonna pass, you're gonna hear a bit of noise, so yeah. So when the train passes, I speak again. Yeah, I can't close in the window today. Normally I close the window, like but I can't. It's too hot. It's really too hot. So yeah. If you don't know, if you have a big scarf, usually people wear these like as tops, like when summertime they use usually these, just have a long scarf and they just thing and they just tie in the back and you have a top. But I just do it because it's too humid, and this is the only thing I can really put on right now to feel comfortable, you know, to come on here to speak, because I didn't want to miss my life today, you know. Yeah, so I just decided I need to come on here. How you guys, how everyone is doing? I hope you are getting better weather on your ends and it's more better over there. If you are not feeling too well, get well soon. You know, yeah, the beauty about when I love the sunshine is like I don't have to worry about vitamin D taking. It just naturally comes with the sunshine. And I loving it. And with that part. Because you know when it tendency, because we have like less sunshine, we have to take vitamin D to help build up our immune system and stuff like that. We have to help, otherwise, you know, and we have to take iron tablets and all these things. But when that's vitamin D from the sun come out, we love it, we love it, we love it, we love it. But only see the sticky part. It's gonna be hot tomorrow as well. We expect in the night we're gonna get some thunderstorm. Monday night was a thing to behold. Monday night we had thunderstorm around, I think it started around like almost midnight. It was a scary thing, like, yeah, in the Caribbean, yes, you do experience like lightning, but the lightning was coming with light, and it was just ticking, and it was just coming one after the other, and the thunder, and then the rain, the heavy rain, and it was blowing, and it went on all throughout the night, right into the morning. You know, it went right through the night, and when the lightning flash, it you can see the light. It come with a light. It was real thunderstorm we had Monday night, and you know, and then Tuesday then we had high temperature back, you know. But it was just a relief, like, to help us, because Monday was really hot Monday, and then in the night the rain helped. But what I find, like, when the rain comes, right, it do make the stickiness and the heat, like, it's like unbearable, like uncomfortable, you know. I know a lot of people might say, oh, so, you know, when you think, if you ever experience this, you will know, like, it's like, I love when it's summertime, you know. But the only thing is, like, the stickiness. I will have to say it 100 times when I come on this live stream. It's only the stickiness, but I love summer. It just give you a time to just be free. Thank you all for the thumbs up. And thank you all for who are watching me. You know, thank you all for conversing with me in the comment and the chat as well. Thank you. I really appreciate. Love you all for taking the time of your busy schedule to be here. The summertime is really nice. It's like the time that you get, like, to really express yourself in terms of your style and your fashion, and you get to, like, just be free for once, like, free in terms of, like, your clothing. There is not too much of layering, you know. So that is what I love about it. Well, and yeah, so that is why I love summer, because, yeah, I'm telling you, I grew up in the Caribbean, so I love summertime, you know. Zeb from Denver, hi, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I know a lot of you used to catch me on my live stream, and I used to do live streaming like 10, I think it used to be 11 o'clock and 10 o'clock in the morning. But the reason why I changed, I realized, like, it used to be like a adrenaline rush. Like, it used to be too much for me, like, in the morning, because it's like I need to get like a breathing space in between in the week, in the morning, because, like, getting up 6 o'clock in the morning to do the girls breakfast and pack lunch, take to do the school drop off in the morning, come back home, tidying up the house and having my breakfast, and then I run straight to the live streaming. It was like too much for me in the morning. I needed to, that, like, get some me time for myself, you know, and just do what I have to do without the rushing. So I feel like in the morning, when I finish do everything, like prepping for dinner, cooking dinner and stuff, at least like from 2 o'clock or sometimes 2:30, and I do half an hour, and then it's more better. So I miss you all, those of you all who used to come in the morning. So I remember Debs from Denver, I remember used to be in the morning live streaming, in the week. I used to do it like Monday, like the whole of the week, Monday to Friday. But I decided I need to just do Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays live streaming, and just leave like Tuesday and Thursdays for myself, where I can just have a time to breathe, reflect, and just have some me time and just do my housework, because it used to be like a rush after the live streaming. Sometimes I used to be on the live streaming because it's a morning. Sometimes I'll be on there 12 o'clock. Will make me still be on the live streaming, or 1 o'clock. And then when I have to try to rush to, it was too much. So that's why I just decided to do it like 2 o'clock, sometimes 2:30. When they are off school, I do 3 o'clock. But when they are on holidays from school, I usually try to do it in the morning, like for less than half an hour, and then I can go and take them to the park. Because when they are off, there's like they always want to get out of the house. They are very bored, and that is the reason why I'm not seeing a lot of you from my live streaming, because I used to do in the morning, but that is how it is in life. Like, we can't get everything we want. We just have to work with it accordingly, and just set up a timetable whereby this is how you're gonna do things. Because I feel like when I used to do live streaming Monday to Friday, it used to take up a lot of time for me, and I never used to get to finish my housework, and it's like it was too much. So I decided, and you have to slow down. And and at this age where I'm at, I just want to not be too stressful. I don't want to be like somebody always have to rush and trying to do things. I just want to be able to just be settled, take my time, and just do things slowly and not rushy. Because we have one life to live, and we can't always be rushing. Life goes on after you are not here anymore. And if you walk up yourself to an extent whereby you are not taking time for yourself, you are not being strategic, you are not planning and having a timetable to walk around, you will be always be somebody who are gonna rush. So that is why the reason why I did that. Okay. Thank you all for stopping by. If you have any question pertaining to the weather or whatever, ask me. If you're not too personal, answer. Okay, yeah, I'll answer the question. I just have to cool down a bit. So if you hear the fan in the live streaming, I have to just cool down, get some, and recollect yourself, because it's not easy. No, breeze is not blowing at this time. So hopefully later on, this breeze will be blowing a little bit. But I know tonight gonna be really sticky. It's gonna be like a very not so good sleeping. That is why I'm gonna go to bed 1 o'clock again, because it's gonna be too sticky for me. I can't take that stickiness. Okay, I can't take that stickiness. Okay, really I can't take. I'm looking forward to summer, the summer break as well. My eldest daughter, she will be going to secondary school, so it will be something new for her. I'm happy for her that this is a new chapter for her in her journey to her education. And my youngest one, she will be going to year 5. Okay? And I know that she will miss her sister from primary school, because we go together in the morning, and it's gonna be something that she's gonna miss. Even during the playing ground as well, her sister always look out for her and play with her. And now that she wanna be in secondary school, is gonna be a whole different thing, but I just tell them that is how life is. They have to realize, like, this was supposed to come, so we need to have like chit chat talk and stuff like that. But we my daughter will be going on the bus on her own, and oh my days, it's gonna be a scary feeling for me, like, but you just have to you have to be brave for them, and you just have to just let them go out, and experience life out there, so that is what thing. So I already speak to her about how to conduct herself when she are in her when she out on the bus, because I know sometimes they can get influenced, especially when parents are not around, especially in secondary schools and stuff like that. So we already have that talk. I will still have to give her more pep talk and reminder. Um, don't feel like you have to change who you are to try to fit in, and don't bow to peer pressure. I've been giving her a little prep talk here and there, and you know, it will be a her younger sister will join her in her school, but it will take a while, before she reach here, because she have to reach year 6 before, and then she will go to secondary school. I think my youngest one gonna be secondary school in 2028, so that time my eldest one will be like in year 7 8. She will be like in that like she will be like in year 9, when my youngest one will just go into year 7. Yeah. And I feel like sometimes it's because of the year that they are born in. I feel like they need to cut out this nonsense, like oh, thank you, Depth from Denver. Yeah, it's nice. That I say sometimes it's nice to see old faces, like come back, my real OGs who used to watch me in the morning. It's nice to see, at least like sometimes you can catch me, and it's nice to see you as well. Hope you are in the best of health and you are doing great, because I usually, like, when with live streaming, I usually I'm good with remembering like person who used to come on my live streaming regularly, and also comment, and you understand. Thank you for sharing. So it's good sometimes to catch up with you all, and see you all in the chat, or even the comment section whenever I'm there, because I'm very grateful. A chain is passing again, if you're hearing a bit of the noise. And it's really good to see a lot of my OG. I call you all my OG, meaning you all are my day one subscribers, and you used to always be there for me on my live streaming. I remember I used to do live streaming in the morning. I used to get like 100 and something people views and stuff like that. Interactions should be good, because I used to go like for 1 hour. But when I do like 2 o'clock, I can't do like 1 hour. Most of the time I can do like half an hour, because I have to go and do the schoolwork for 3 o'clock. So it's nice seeing you, Debs from Denver. Nice. You hope you are in the best of health, and it's nice to see you in the chat. I'm really, really grateful for that as well. I don't take myself for granted, I always say that everybody have their life to live, and people are busy, and time difference as well play a part. So, and it's according to the time difference in the UK and the USA right now. Is different, and also with people jobs and their life, they not every time people can come on the live streaming. So when people make the effort, I do have to recognize them, and I have to be appreciative of them, and I have to and just tell them thank you, because it takes nothing to be kind, to each other. It takes nothing to be kind, and just recognize people, and just appreciate of people for who they are, because the ending of the day, we are human beings, and we have lives to live, and I don't expect somebody to come on my live streaming like every day, but whenever they get a chance and they do catch me, I really appreciate of that as well. If they give me 5 seconds, 2 seconds, I do appreciate of that, because if it's that they have the time that they have in their throughout the day to give me, they choose to give me that time, I really appreciate of that as well. And I will be forever grateful for my subscribers. We are still on the journey of reaching the watch hours, but I always say it's like the encouragement, the conversation, and people who genuinely want to see you succeed here on YouTube, and want to see you grow, and in this YouTube space. That is why I appreciate love that. At YouTube, sometimes you have to I look beyond monetization. I look beyond, like, for example, like somebody can come on your live streaming and speak, like conversate with you in the chat, and that show that they care, because sometimes you might not every time I might be in the in it, like, be happy or in a happy mood or whatever, but I do make an effort to come on here and just be myself. I don't like to burden, all of us, we will be going through something in our lives, so not every day we're gonna be smiley whatever. But at the end of the day, I always tell myself, if I'm going through anything in life, I will not make my subscribers suffer, I will come on here and I will still put my best foot forward and come and conversate with you, because I feel like it's the right thing to do. I don't feel like having your, if you are going through something, I don't feel you as a content creator, you're supposed to come on here and burden people with your whatever you are going through. You're supposed to come. My aim, everybody's different, but my thing is like I want to come on here and uplift people, even if I'm not a if I'm not in the like feel like, oh, I'm not really feeling myself today, or I'm not like some, I still want to come on here and still speak, because I feel like that's the right thing to do. And I'm not gonna make my subscriber feel like they supposed to suffer because I am not feeling it, you understand, or I might be going through something. However, I feel like the best thing for me is to come on here and do speak to you all. And I really appreciate love that, and that is why I always ask you all, I hope you all in the best of your hope you are doing, and everybody's doing great. Because sometimes the happiest people sometimes, and the people who smile the most, sometimes they are the ones sometimes going through a lot in their life. And then sometimes they clap for everybody, they be there for everybody, but sometimes they are going through a lot, and sometimes they don't know, because people, you give them that narrative that you are this strong person and everything is fine. You don't want to burden or say anything, but I want to encourage you, when you sometimes look at people's expression, look at the way people write stuff, and just take, these are signs. Sometimes people are dropping little hints and telling me, oh, I'm not okay mentally, you understand, I need, they are crying out for help. And so sometimes we miss these things, and then sometimes we find like when people come out and like they drop little hints and say, oh, I'm not feeling well today, I'm not feeling myself, don't go and write something negative or try to make them feel worse than they already feel already. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything. Encourage people. Sometimes you can, your words, you understand, can make a person or break somebody. A lot of time people say, oh, when you're on this YouTube space, you need to be a strong person, you need to be a this, you need to be a, it doesn't matter how strong you are, or you think how strong you are. We are human beings, and we have our weaknesses, you understand, and we have our, we are strong in certain areas, but sometimes we have, we are weak, and we are weak in certain department of in our lives and areas of our lives, right? Not department or areas of our lives. And sometimes we just need somebody to just uplift us and just tell us like, it's okay to feel that way, you are not alone. I went through something similar. So sometimes we need to say these things to others, or each other, because social media can be a good place and a bad place, like in terms of the way how people react. Sometimes people write things for views and likes on a comment, like they write the negative thing, not thinking like the person. And I'm gonna tell you, if you are not really going anything to anything, and you are just writing something because you feel like, oh, people are gonna draw to that, and just for the likes and the view, don't do it. Because there are really people who are going through things in life, who will like the help, and if you can help them, it will be such a beautiful thing, it will be such a beautiful thing if you can just help them. So my thing is like, be kind, be the same how you're gonna be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and make sure that you are choosing your words right wisely when you are reacting or you are saying something thing. Because sometimes I feel like people feel like because you're in a YouTube space, you're supposed to take insult and and just lie back and just take it with a pinch of salt. They say, oh, have a, no, blood runs through all our veins, and we have feelings, and people have to recognize that in this life we all have trials, we all have things that we are going through in life. It just means that sometimes people don't come on social media and belt it out, and there will be some people sometimes they can't take it inside anymore, and they will come out here and decide, oh, you are my subscribers or you are my followers or whatever, let me share it with you, you know. And then sometimes by sharing with you, they are just wanting your opinion, and then sometimes people will take it in the gutters and like put it in a bad way and spin and turn it in their own way. And then sometimes when it's reached to a stage where sometimes it's too much for a person and the person decide like, I have enough, I no longer want to be here, that is when then sometimes people realize like the damage and the thing. So one thing I want to tell you, if you see a person come on social media, right, and you see that they are losing weight, don't jump to the conclusion and start to derail them or anything. You understand? Uplift them, you know, and say, hope you are doing great and everything is doing fine and whatever. Don't come with your negative energy, because you don't know sometimes what that person is going through. Sometimes it can happen from illnesses. Sometimes people are going through, might have a condition whereby their weight of it fluctuates. Sometimes it go up and sometimes it goes down. And then medication as well play a great role. If you are somebody who's sick, when they take medication, it might make them put on weight, and then sometimes the medication might make them lose weight and whatever, and it might look a certain way. Because you understand, I want to tell you something. Don't be that bitter person on social media and write these things, because let me tell you something. You see, if you write something negative and then you realize that you hear like, oh, that person is no longer here with us on the land of the living, you know how much that gonna rest on your conscience, and you gonna constantly say, boy, I should not have said that, and I wonder if what I said that person take it to heart and it was too much for them and they decide to do what they have to do. You all have to remember, words are very powerful, and we have to be a little bit more have to have a bit more gratitude and compassion towards each other, and you know, and stop being so insensitive towards people feelings as well. Because sometimes I always said, right, social media bring out the worst and the best in people, meaning in a sense that sometimes that is how people are, and social media just give you the opportunity to get a glimpse of who they are. Because I don't feel like social media can change a person. That is who you are. You just was only put on a persona, posad, like this is how you are, but in real life that is how you are. You don't just do a thing. And the time I hate when people, right, I don't like to use the word hate, but I'm talking about ways. Like, you know that you are like you know what you are doing, and then after you come in and apologizing, apologies for like children who still growing up and learning what to accept and what know what to think. You this I would say, like, if somebody know that that something is wrong and that certain words are not and unacceptable for you to say, and you keep saying that and you apologizing, I'm not gonna accept the apology, because you are to go to know that this word is acceptable. You are on social media, these things will pop up, these things pop up. I tell you like, oh, this is how it is. You know, people use the N word to us as military people loosely and always say, oh, it's just a word. Oh, I'm just using it. You know the reason behind these things, and then sometimes you pretend because you get caught out. If you never get caught out and people never call you out when you behave in a certain way, you will feel like it's okay. Okay? You will feel like it's okay. I hope you all are enjoying what I'm saying. I know when I say conversation, I speak on different things. I don't have one specific topic you to say. I feel like before, when I used to plan and have like a topic, I feel like sometimes after I finish speaking on that topic and people still coming in the live streaming and stuff, I feel after a while you don't have like you start to like don't have enough things to say. So I feel like when you have a conversation can be a broad aspect, and you can speak on anything, you know, when it relates. And one thing I want to encourage you all, take this global warming to make sure take it seriously. Before, it used to be like in the Caribbean, like people used to say, oh, it's gonna happen in the tropics and other parts and stuff, and not and they split. But as you see now, it's reaching in it's affecting Europe as well as America and other countries that who never used to get natural disasters and weather pattern changing. It's slowly happening, and we have to realize like these things gonna happen. You know, it's gonna happen regularly, and we just have to know that that is how it's gonna be, you know. Yeah. Excuse me, I forgot to bring in some water to drink because my throat started to get a little bit dry, because how the what we are experiencing this heat wave is today gonna reach roughly, they say 38 or roughly 39 gonna be the highest. Tomorrow gonna be like between gonna be like 36 degrees as well. Friday it's gonna reach the highest, it's gonna reach up to 35 degrees. So for the remainder of the week, that is how the weather is going to be for the remainder of the week. And then next week the temperature just gonna go back to normal in the 20s, you know, 20, 22, 21. It's gonna go back. So that is how it has been happening. Last month we got a heat wave, you know, and that was just last month, and here we are in June and we have another one. So it has become a regular occurrences as well. And they say when it come into the a few years from now, they said that the temperature gonna move from like we have 40 degree like one time. This is that was the second time we had like 40 degree. It was the last one was in the 19 I think it was the 1930s. They said 1940 they had like 40 degree, and then I think 3 or 4 years ago we had like 40 degree. And what's gonna happen, they said now, because we are constantly getting temperature reaching up to 39, it said from now on it's gonna reach up like in a few years it's gonna reach up to 40, 41, 42, 45 degrees. So global warming is very it's happening, it's real. And a lot of global warming comes from like deforestation, gases as well. Like you see the factories, the gas like clothing, the gas, yeah, those gas, fossil fuel, those things plays a role in the environment, and it affects us. And then sometimes we see a lot of vehicles on the road as well. We use a lot of that affect the environment as well. We don't really you don't really take this into consideration. Also when it comes to a lot of especially in Europe, they use a lot of gas and fossil fuel, and as well because they have a lot of like meat. You see, when it comes to like meat, clothing as well, they use a lot of that as well. Greenhouse gas, all these things it play a role in the global warming and the temperature and all these things happening, you know. And people, we have to realize like it's affecting us. It's gonna affect the whole world. It's not just one specific. It's gonna affect all the countries because it's happening. And it's, sometimes when I see like those factories that's building these clothes, you know, buying clothes every year, it's gonna affect us. You see all those warehouses in China, these are fossil fuel, greenhouse gas, all these things. Greenhouse gas are where they use animal. They have like meat, you know, more you have to use, and they also you have that. So yeah, that's why I cut out a lot of things. And when it comes to clothing as well, I have not purchased any new clothing, which I'll give myself a pat on the shoulder for the past 8 months now, you know. I've seen last year October was the last time I purchased clothes for myself, and it's let me see, last year, so let me see, last year October, November, the roughly to see. And then November, we have December, January, February, March, April, May, and we are in June. That is almost 7 months. And then next month, and what I'm decided to tell you, for those of you who love to go on holiday, just recycle your clothes that you used like 2 years ago. Just use them back. You went to that different country there with those clothes, use them back. You know, you are helping. You see all these clothing that inside this high street store, they are also responsible for all these things that is happening, especially this kind of thing, because of this this fossil fuel and all these things, that they are using a lot of gas to produce these garments, these clothing that you all are wearing, and the cheap clothing that you are wearing, that you are buying every time and throw them in the, and they end up in the landfill. And with the landfill, it take years and years to break down all the plastic that we are seeing as well. A lot of plastic bottles that they take years and years to break down plastic. I wish the era when I grew up, when we used to use bottles, and then we used to use bottles, and then bottles is something you just pound them down. It's more safer for the environment. These plastic, this country is responsible. In Europe, they're responsible for a lot of plastic, and I feel like they need to get rid of plastic. Start to put the milk like the even in a breakable bottle, and stop put them in this thing, because these things takes years and years to break down, and it's so sad, you know. It's so sad that these things are happening. Yeah, I am just cooling down. I'm just hot, and yeah, I'm not going to the park today because it's too hot to walk from where I'm at to go to the park. So I'm just chilling. Tomorrow is Thursday, and yeah, if the temperature, if the girls wake up like a little bit early and the temperature is not reach, like if the temperature is in the 20s before it reach like 30s, then I might go out of the house tomorrow and take them to the park. But if the temperature is like when they wake up, it's like in the 30 degrees, no, my love, I'm not going outside. I will not go outside. But I'm just I'm enjoying the weather. The only part is just like it's sticky, as I said, but I'm enjoying it. I love the sun. The sun, it make a lot of person happy and smiling and stuff like that in this country. You know, it's really, really good when the sun is shining. Yes, my loves. I'm gonna come on out of here and just go on. I'm gonna do a bit of mopping. I'm gonna mop the kitchen and the walkway. You know, I'm gonna mop the kitchen and the walkway, and I have my clothes on the line outside. I need to go and take them up, so I'm gonna do that now. I want to say thank you for those of you stopping by. Thank you for all those who like the video, who conversate with me in the chat. Thank you for those of you who share the video. Thank you, Deborah from Debs from Deborah, Alisa Howard, and Messenger 8975. Thank you for the chat, and I see your beautiful people in the next one. Bye. Right. I'm trying to end this stream, but it's just not stopping at all. What's going on? I'm trying to end the live stream, but it's not giving me